Hey guys, so today I have swatches of a bunch of new polishes from Painted Polish. I have 17 polishes altogether. I have the Food for Love collection, the Gilded Greens collection, and then the Wine in the New Year collection, which goes all the way back to January. 17 polishes here altogether. I will link the Painted Polish website down below. I also have a coupon code with Painted Polish, which is good on individual polishes, not on the full sets because those are already discounted. I will have that over here and in the description box, and I will get into the swatches.
So we are starting out with the Food for Love collection. This is the Valentine's Day collection that came out just a little bit after Valentine's Day. This first polish is called You're My Jam, and this is red, pink, and purple metallic glitters in a white crelly base. I have said before that I love Painted Polish crellies. I think that she makes the best crellies that I have used. They are opaque enough for that white base to build up really, really well in two coats, but they are also sheer enough for all of that glitter to stand out really well, and the balance of the base to the glitter is always perfect. So 2 coats, full coverage on this one, perfect. So that is 2 coats of You're My Jam. The next polish is called Don't Go Baking My Heart, and this is red and purple metallic flakies in a white crelly base. So this is little tiny flakies. So while the colors are really similar to the last polish, it's going to look a little bit different. They are much smaller and they kind of, I don't know, pepper themselves into the polish a little bit differently. So it just is a slightly different look. You're also not going to have quite as much texture from this as from the last polish because the flakies lay a lot flatter. So that is 2 coats of Don't Go Baking My Heart. Next we have Butter Me Up, which is crushed gold metallic flakies in a bubblegum pink crelly base. I love gold and pink together so much. So this is perfect. The base is just sheer enough that you can see the shine of those gold flakies really, really well, but it's opaque enough that it covered completely in 2 coats. Very minimal texture from those flakies because they do lay relatively flat. I think it dried a little bit darker than it was when it applied, but very, very minimal. So that is 2 coats of Butter Me Up. The next polish is called Relation Chip Goals, and this is black flakies in a punch pink crelly base. Nothing to see here, perfect crelly. I really like the slightly deeper tone to this and the maybe even like corally direction that it's leaning. I think it looks really, really good in contrast with the black flakies. The black flakies in here will lay relatively flat, but with black flakies like this, sometimes you get ones that are just like a little bit more textured than other ones. You can probably even see it in the swatch here. So you will still have a little bit of texture from these, but nothing crazy like a glitter. So that is 2 coats of Relation Chip Goals. Next we have Brie Mine, which is a champagne mix of gold and silver reflective glitters, pink galaxy holographic glitters, and micro holographic flakies in a magenta crelly base. I knew that this was going to be really pretty, but it was so much nicer on my nails than I thought it was going to be from looking at it in the bottle. Like, it just actually kind of shocked me a little bit. It's so pretty on the nails. Covers completely in 2 coats. It is going to be very textured though, because reflective glitter and just glitter in general always dries textured, so you will definitely want top coat, and it is going to be a little bit more difficult to remove, but I do appreciate that we have holographic and reflective elements mixed in, so it looks good both in and out of that direct light. So that is 2 coats of Brie Mine. The next polish is called Love You Very Much, and this is a champagne mix of gold and silver reflective glitters, pink galaxy holographic glitters, and micro holographic flakies in a hot pink jelly base. Pretty much everything I said for the last polish also goes for this one. The texture, the cool mix of reflective and holographic glitters, and the coverage as well, 2 coats for full coverage. This looked much more red in the bottle to me than it did on my nail, which was a little bit of a relief because I'm not game for another red. So that is 2 coats of Love You Very Much. The next polish is called I Loaf You, and this is described as bright pink holographic micro glitters and crushed gold metallic flakies in a hot coral jelly base. The formula on this is really good. It covered really well. That's to be said for all of these polishes, but this one is so unique and cool looking. I love that coral base. It looked so much cooler on my nails than it looked in the bottle, and it looked pretty cool in the bottle. The gold flakies stood out really, really nicely. I just really liked this one, and it's not usually something that I would be drawn to, but this one stuck with me. So that is 2 coats of I Loaf You. And the last polish in the Food for Love collection is called Sucker for You, and this is red and pink holographic glitters and purple metallic glitters, as well as micro holographic flakies in a clear base. Mine also got a little weird in shipping, not the actual polish, but just how it's distributed in the bottle. So I wanted to turn the bottle around for you so you could see the glitters a little bit better since all of the holographic was stuck to the front of the glass. Another thing that painted polish is very, very good at is making these kind of polishes that are easily sheer enough to be a topper, but also build up well enough to cover in 2 coats, which is kind of like, I don't understand how that's even possible, but I've witnessed it over and over again, and this is one that's like that. There is a lot of glitter in this, so it is going to be more difficult to remove and you will have some texture, but it's glitter. You gotta do what you gotta do. So that is 2 coats of Sucker for You. Next up, we have our St. Patrick's Day collection. This is the Gilded Greens collection. The first polish is called Gilded Gecko, and this is described as crushed gold metallic flakies in a green pear crelly base. I'm also going to love all of these because I love the little tiny gold flakies. So this one is another one with the perfect crelly base where the gold stands out really, really well, but it also covers completely in 2 coats. No complaints here. So that is 2 coats of Gilded Gecko. The next polish is called Gilded Clover, and this is described as crushed gold metallic flakies in a shamrock crelly base. So the formula on this polish and the previous polish are identical. They cover really well in 2 coats. The flaky distribution is really great and they stand out really nicely. The flakies do. However, I can't decide which one I like better because I think I like the light green base color in Gilded Gecko, but I do think that the gold flakies stand out much better against this green than in the previous green, so I can't make up my mind. So that is 2 coats of Gilded Clover. The next polish is called Gilded Gherkin, and this is described as crushed gold metallic flakies in a pickle green crelly base. So formula-wise, this is the same as the last 2 polishes. It covers in 2 coats and the flakies stand out really nicely. I love these single color collections that Painted Polish does, and I really like this one because even though we only had 4 shades, we went in like all different directions of green for it, and I really appreciate it. Also, polishes like this look fantastic with matte top coat. So that is 2 coats of Gilded Gherkin. And the last polish is called Gilded Pines, and this is described as crushed gold metallic flakies in a pine crelly base. Again, the formula in here is the same as all the other ones, so I'm just going to talk about the color because I've said the formula like 3 times now. But I really, really like that this is almost like a slate blue, but then it's also still kind of green. Like I said for the last polish, I like the wildly different directions of green that this collection took. So that is 2 coats of Gilded Pines. So now I'm getting into the Wine in the New Year collection. I have 4 of the 5 polishes here to show you because On Cloud Wine did sell out while I was filming the intro yesterday, so that one's not going to be restocked, so I cut it out of the video. The first polish that I have to show you is Stamped in Grape, and this is a 1-coat wine cream with red undertones. I feel like there's a lot of different directions that a 1-coat claim on a polish can go. It's either just actually not 1 coat at all, or it's 1 coat, but it's really thick and uneven, and that is neither of these. This is a really good formula. It applies really evenly and levels itself out and covers perfectly in 1 coat because indies do everything better. So that is 1 coat of Stamped in Grape. And the next polish is called 2023, and this is a wine holographic with crushed gold flakies and a scattering of ultra holographic glitters. So great formula on this, and the elements come together really, really nicely in the base. When I looked at it in the bottle, I actually did not see any of those gold flakies at all. And even on the nail, they don't just look like gold flakies to me. Like something about how they're working with all of the glitters and everything, I thought they were almost like a multi-chrome flaky, but then reading the description, they're actually just gold. So that is 2 coats of 2023. The next polish is called Wine O'Clock, and this is a champagne holographic micro glitter mix in a boysenberry crelly base. So with as much glitter as in here, I was expecting to feel it a little bit more. It felt very smooth, like I was putting on a cream polish. You really couldn't feel like any grittiness or drag from that glitter at all. But it is glitter, so there will be some texture. That being said, there was not as much texture as I was expecting either, but it will still be there. So that is 2 coats of Wine O'Clock. And the last polish is called Matte About Malbec, and this is described as crushed metallic gold flakies in a boysenberry crelly base. This also does dry matte. Great formula on this one as well. It does dry matte, but it's more of like a satiny semi-matte, not a really, really flat matte. And it does not dry too fast either, which sometimes can happen with matte polishes, though I haven't really seen that in a while. So that is 2 coats of matte about Malbec. Here it is wet, which is also what it would look like with top coat. And here it is fully dried in that matte/satin finish.
So all 3 of my favorites are from the Food for Love collection. I really, really like these. I like these like one color, what kind of different things can we do with the same general color kind of collections. I've always really liked that when Painted Polish does it, which I think is like pretty much what they do now. But I really, really like Brie Mine. I like that combination of that really like soft, very girly pink base color and that holographic glitter. It's like kind of a simple combination, but I'm always really gonna like it. Of course, I love Butter Me Up because little tiny gold flakies in any color base I really like, but especially gold and pink. And then a surprise for me was I Loaf You, because this looks really cool in the bottle, but it was so much cooler on my nails than I thought it was going to be just from looking at it in the bottle. And like I said, in the bottle it was still pretty good. This was like kind of a shock for me when I got it on my nails, and I really, really liked how it looked. So those are the 3 newest collections from Painted Polish. Again, I will link the Painted Polish website down below where you guys can check these out. I'll have my coupon code for Painted Polish up here in the description box. Again, that's good in individual polishes, but not on full sets because those are already discounted. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later. Bye.